Hi everyone, I'm Laura. Thank you so much for joining me for a yoga class at the Together House Party this year. Lovely to be sharing this sequence with you today. You'll need either a block, or if you don't have a block, you could use maybe a couple of blankets that are folded, but you just need it to be a nice firm support with like an even support. You might like to have a blanket nearby anyway, and I also encourage people to have cushions, straps, whatever they enjoy to make their practice more fun. So we're going to begin seated, however that's comfortable for you. You could be in a chair, you could lean against the wall, cross-legged. Just allowing the hands to rest wherever you are and bringing your awareness to the breath. Just noticing how it's moving through the body, whether it's shallow or deep, whether it's a long breath. Without trying to change anything, just practicing this feeling of observation. So you might like to close the eyes and begin to notice how the body feels. So if we can lengthen through the crown of the head, feeling the earth supporting us. And to help us find a nice sort of feeling of spaciousness in our minds, I'd like to start our practice with a buzzing bee breath. So this is a really nice practice if you're feeling at any time that kind of lots of buzzing thoughts in your head, or you just need that little bit of peace, then perhaps this could be a breath that you use in the future. So you can either place your hands over your ears, or that little tiny flap of cartilage at the front of the ear, we can just gently close that over the ear using the index fingers. We're not sticking our fingers in our ears. We're going to do 4 rounds of this breath using our natural length of our inhales and exhales. And what we're going to do is take a nice big inhale in through the nose, and then as we exhale, let it out through the mouth, making a humming bee sound. And you can experiment with the pitch of the sound. The lovely thing about having the fingers in the ears is that only you can hear it. It becomes a very kind of inward experience of this sound. So whenever you're ready, choosing either the hands over the ears or gently closing the cartilage using the index fingers. You could even place your other fingers on your head, or just having the hands out to the side. Heart over hips, head over heart. We're going to take a nice deep inhale. Have you finished bringing the hands to rest? Just noticing how the body, the mind, and the breath feel now. Lovely. You're very welcome to keep the eyes closed or to soften the gaze throughout the practice. We do a little bit of shoulder release, so hands resting wherever they are. We're going to inhale and squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears, and as we exhale, instantly release. Nice, a couple more times of that. Lovely, one more. Nice. And then we're going to link the fingers together, so sort of making little hooks with the hands. We're going to raise the arms above the head. Nice big stretch. Nice big inhale. And then as we exhale, the hands are going to come behind the head over to the left shoulder. We're going to turn to look over to the right. So imagine you're trying to pull the hands apart. Nice. Inhale, hands and head back to center. Exhale to the other side. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. One more. Lovely. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, the hands down to the mat. Lovely. So if you're sitting in a chair, you might like to make your way to the floor for this next little twisting sequence. So maybe sitting up on a block or a cushion if that feels happier for the hips. We're going to inhale, we're going to raise the hands to the sky. Nice big stretch, lifting out of the hips. And as we exhale, let's twist to the right. So the right hand comes behind, left hand comes to the right knee, and we turn the head, if it feels good for the neck, a little bit over towards the right. Nice, we inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Lovely, once more to each side. Nice big stretch through the side body. Exhale, softening into that twist. Lovely. Great. Inhale, bring hands back to the sky. We're going to add a little bit extra to this now. So we inhale, exhale into our twist to the right. And then this time we inhale and raise the right arm to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to reach over to the left. So we're adding a side bend here too. Inhale, the right arm to the sky. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, raise both arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, raise the left arm. Exhale, reach over to the right. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat. We're going to do that one more time. Nice flowing movements. Inhale. Exhale, hand, twist to the right. Inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale, reach over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, right arm to the earth. Inhale, both arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, raise the left arm. Exhale, reach over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, left arm down. Inhale, both arms to the sky. Hands touch and exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe give the shoulders a little roll. We can shake out the arms. Maybe releasing any tension in the neck or the spine. It's all about finding some nice fluid movement in the body. So listening to those cues. And then we're going to make our way onto our hands and our knees. So you might like to place a blanket underneath the knees if you're on a hard surface. Great. We're going to do a little bit of cat-cow. So we're going to start with, the toes can be however they feel comfortable to start with. Nice. And then as we inhale, the belly comes towards the earth with the tail going to the sky, the crown of the head towards the sky. And then as we exhale, chin to chest, tailbone to the mat, leaving that nice big arch, big stretch across the back of the shoulders. Nice. Let's do that again. So we inhale into our cow. Exhale, cat. Lovely. One more. Lovely. Coming back to our neutral tabletop. This time we're going to add a little knee lift. So making sure that the hands feel happy. You can always roll your mat or make some padding to place under the wrist if you have any discomfort in the wrists. And just to help kind of really feel that we're lifting up through the shoulders, we can turn the elbow creases towards each other. That might just help to find a little bit more stability. This time we're going to curl the toes under as we inhale into our cow. And either just pushing into the toes, or if it feels okay, you could lift the knees just a little bit off the floor. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the knees to the mat, tops of the feet, the mat round back, and if it feels okay to do so, push into the tops of the feet and maybe lift the knees a little bit here. Nice, let's do a couple more rounds here, just so we can find that movement. We inhale, curl the toes under, either push into the toes or lift the knees. Exhale, lower the knees, tops of the feet to the floor, round the back, maybe lifting the knees. Great, couple more here. Working your pace with your breath, whichever option feels best in your body today. Lovely, one more. Lovely, and then lowering the knees to the mat. Let's just take a little child's pose here, so we can either lower the hips all the way down, or we can keep the hips high, maybe stretching the arms out, perhaps the forehead comes to the mat, maybe even taking the hands around by the feet. Just taking some nice steady breaths here. Feeling that expansion in the body as we inhale, and that softening of the body as we exhale. Great. We come back to our tabletop position. We're going to do a little sequence here. So we're going to start with the left arm. We're going to do it a couple of times so that you can find the flow and the rhythm. Nice. So we start this with thread the needle. So we're going to inhale and raise the left arm to the sky. As we exhale, we're going to reach the left arm underneath the right, bringing the left shoulder and cheek towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they don't come to the mat. Nice. And then we're going to inhale. The right foot, we're going to take it off the mat, turn it 90 degrees. If you can see here, we'll just do this. So that then we can extend the left leg long. And then open through the chest and take the left arm to the sky. So that we are in a variation of the side plank. Great, so we've made a little kickstand here with that right foot. Great, the next move that we do here is we inhale, we're going to bend into this left knee. And we're going to rise up. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the left arm to the left knee and take the right arm up and overhead. So we're stretching through the right side of the body. Nice, inhale, we're going to come back to our side plank. Exhale, come back to our tabletop. Cool. So we'll do that a couple more times. So when you're ready, inhale, raise the left arm. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, make that little kickstand with the right foot. Take the left leg long. Raise the left arm to the sky. Nice. On our next inhale, we're going to bend into that left foot. Engage the core, lift up. Exhale, reach over to the right. Nice. Inhale all the way back to side plank. And exhale back to our tabletop. One more time on this side. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, coming into that side plank, make the kickstand. Left leg long, left hand to the sky. Inhale, we're going to bend into that knee, rise up. Exhale, reach over to the left. Inhale, back to our side plank. And exhale to tabletop. Nice, so you can take a little cat-cow here. You might like a down dog stretch. You could come into child's pose. I'm just going to turn around so that I still face you. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to our hands and our knees. We're going to do the same on the other side 3 times. So now you have a little bit more of an idea of the sequence. Maybe bringing your awareness to moving with the breath. So when you're ready, inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, side plank, making that kickstand with the left leg. Right leg long, right arm to the sky. Using our next inhale, bend into the right leg, rise up. And then exhale, right hand to the right knee, reach over. Inhale, back to side plank. Exhale, back to tabletop. Inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, coming into your side plank. Exhaling here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach over to the right. Inhale, back to our side plank. Exhale, tabletop. Nice, last one. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, side plank. Exhaling here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, back to side plank. Exhale, tabletop. Lovely. Again, your choice here, maybe a little cat-cow, maybe down dog, maybe a child's pose. Maybe relaxing the wrists. If you feel that there's any sort of tiredness in the wrists, you can stretch through the hands and make fists. Great. And coming into tabletop, we're going to come into a plank pose. So, nice strong hands. We're going to spread the fingers comfortably wide. Bring the weight into the fingertips and into the knuckles of the hands, not dumping into the wrists. Feel that we can lift up through the back of the shoulders and maybe we turn the elbow creases towards each other. We can stay on our knees and just take the knees back a little bit and then bring the weight forward so that the shoulders are over the hands. Or if you feel ready, we can curl the toes under. We can lift the legs and come into our plank. So feeling this space underneath the body by lifting up through the back of the body. We're looking down at the mat. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come to the mat. We're going to lower all the way down. So bringing the thighs, the belly, and the chest all the way down. Taking a moment just to release. Moving the hips side to side. Maybe bend the knees. Take the feet side to side. Lovely. So we're going to do a little bit of a back bend sequence here. So we're going to start with Sphinx pose. And if you feel that the hip points are digging into the earth, then you can place a blanket. And if you find that lying on your front is really uncomfortable, you can also place a cushion or a blanket underneath, like a little wedge, just to sort of help support the chest. So I'm going to take the feet comfortably wide, tops of the feet to the floor. And we can start with the elbows a little bit in front of the shoulders. We'll find a nice long spine. Just see how that feels in the lower back. So this is a sort of building up to maybe some deeper back bend poses. So pausing wherever you feel that that is enough for your body. So if you feel that you could go a little bit further, that your edge is a little bit further on, we can bring the elbows so that they come underneath the shoulders and we can push a little bit more into the hands. So we're looking for a little feeling of compression in the lower back, but not pain. Keep the head relaxed, shoulders soft. Just take a couple of breaths here, checking in. Making sure that we're not bracing against the pose, that we're able to find our smooth, steady breath and a feeling of ease, or at least something easeful in this posture. And from Sphinx, we can do a little bit of work on Cobra. If you're in this position, you're like, this feels good for me today, then stay here, maybe come down and then come back into Sphinx. If you'd like to explore Cobra, we're going to move any props that you may have underneath the chest, but you can keep them if they're underneath the hip points. We're going to lower all the way down to the mat, forehead comes to the mat. And the hands are going to be in line with the ribs, but the hands could be out a bit to the side. I just want to make sure you've got enough space for our pelvis, for our bodies, for our shoulders. Make a nice big roll with the shoulders and then draw the elbows in towards the body.
And this first lift that we're going to do, we're going to make the movement come completely from the back. So the hands are just there to support you. We're not putting any weight in the hands. Tops of the feet to the earth. We're engage the legs so we feel the kneecaps lift and the glutes begin to engage a bit here too. We're going to inhale, we're going to peel the face and the chest off the mat using just the lower back muscles. And then as we exhale, lower and soften back down. Fantastic. We're going to do that twice more. And again, we can build if you feel ready or stay where we are or go back to Sphinx. So the next one, we inhale. Maybe we put a little bit of weight into the hands so we can look forward. Exhale to lower down. Once again, stay where you are, or if you feel ready, we can put a little bit more weight into the hands again. We inhale, and we lift up, keep the shoulders down the back. Fantastic. Exhale, lower all the way down. Let's make a pillow for the head with the hands, and release the hips. Again, we can take the feet side to side, bending the knees, massaging the belly, the front of the thighs. Lovely. And then this next posture is more of a back strengthening. So it's called locust pose. So the legs can either be together or you can have them apart, whichever feels more comfortable. We can extend the hands out in front, coming up onto our fingertips and bring the forehead down to the mat. So in this shape, we want to think the length over height. So imagine someone has your fingertips, someone has your toes. And you have the option to lift just the legs or just the arms or both together. So when you're ready, we're going to keep the fingertips on the floor to start with. We're going to inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, lift the chest, maybe lift the legs. Fingertips stay on the floor, looking down at the mat. Exhale, lower down. Let's do that one more time. We're going to inhale, either lifting the legs, the head, or both, fingertips on the mat. Exhale, lower down. And then if you feel ready, we can this time lift the fingertips as well. So same thing again, we're taking inhale to lift the head, the chest, maybe the legs, maybe this time we lift the hands off the mat. Thinking someone has the fingertips, someone has the toes, softening through the shoulders, lengthening through the neck. One breath here if you can. And exhale, lowering down. Making a pillow for the head. Releasing the hips, the lower back. We can bend the knees, take the feet side to side. And just feeling that expansion of the lower ribs, the lower back, as we take deep breaths into the belly. And then that softening down as we release that breath. We're taking one more breath here. We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under. We're going to push up onto our hands and our knees. And here you might like to take a little child's pose. Hips low, hips high. And then we're going to be coming into downward facing dog. So making sure the hands feel comfortable. Really strong fingers, bringing the weight into the fingertips and the knuckles. Curling the toes under. We're going to think about lifting the hips and lengthening the spine first. So when you're ready, lift the knees, then take the hips to the sky, lengthen through the spine, and then once you're there, you can decide what to do with the legs. Maybe they feel good to begin to stretch them. You can lower the heels one at a time. You can take the feet nice and wide. If the hamstrings feel tight, you can move side to side. Feel free to explore what feels good in this little inversion at this moment. Nice. And then we're going to be coming into a fold. So you can either look at the hands and tiptoe the feet towards the hands, or you can walk the hands towards the feet. Coming into a fold, maybe softening the knees here. Let the arms be heavy. You can even hold the elbows, perhaps a little sway side to side, a little yes, no, shake the head. Nice. And then we're going to come to stand. So we want to be able to push into the feet. You might want to bring the feet a little bit closer together. Bend into the knees. We're going to inhale, take the arms wide, and then imagine you're scooping up this air, reaching to the sky, palms touch. And then exhale the hands to heart center. Lovely. Releasing the hands, maybe giving the body a little shake out, a little wiggle through the hips, a little sway side to side, a little dance. Great. So I'm just going to move back so that the camera doesn't take my head off. I'm going to do a little standing sequence here. Great. So you take the legs, maybe shoulder distance, maybe a little bit wider. And you can have the toes facing forward, maybe they're even turned in a little bit, or even turned out a little bit. So just finding what feels good at this moment. Maybe give the hips a little shake side to side. Maybe we're just beginning to stretch into the inner thigh a little bit here. Softening the shoulders. Great. And then we are going to turn the toes out so that when we bend the knees are tracking over the feet. So it's not completely turned out. You want to still have some balance. Okay, so we're going to bend the elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back. You can take a nice big inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, and as we exhale, bend into knees, coming into what is called a goddess squat. Nice, so feeling that firm foundation with the feet, that strength in the shoulders, that length in the crown of the head and the neck. Lovely. And then we're going to bring the hands together, joining the thumb and the index fingers. So we make a little flower shape. So this is Lotus Mudra. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and raise the hands above the head. And then as we exhale, we're going to roll the hands. So we turn the backs of the fingers together first. And then we roll the fingers in towards the body. And then bring hands back round. So we come back into our mudra. And we're going to lower down 3 times, coming back into our goddess squat. So we inhale, raise the arms above the head. Exhale, it's called a prayer wheel, the hands down. So make 3 rotations through the hands. Nice. Coming to Lotus Mudra, maybe seeing if there's a little bit more space to lower down. Inhale, raise the arms to the sky. Exhale, prayer wheel, the hands down. Lovely. Nice, one more. Inhale, raise the hands. Exhale, lower. Prayer wheel, the hands down. Fantastic. Great. Then we're going to take the left hand to the left knee. We're going to inhale, raise the right arm overhead. Inhale to center. Exhale, right hand to right knee. Reach the left arm overhead. Inhale to center. And then we're going to push into the feet, straighten the legs. Exhale the hands down by the side. Fantastic. We're going to keep the left toe pointing away from the body. We're going to bring the right toe and turn the toe towards us, maybe even shortening the stance a little bit if that feels better in the body. We're going to come into triangle pose. So we want to feel that there's space in the pelvis for this twist. And we're going to bring the hands to the hips, roll the shoulders, lengthen the neck. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, we're going to reach that left hand forward as we send that right hip back. So you might feel a stretch in that left leg. And then we're going to bring that left hand to the inside of the leg. So maybe it's at the thigh, it could be the knee, the shin, maybe that's at the earth, or you could use your block to support. And then feeling this opening through the chest. So it's almost like we're going to draw that right shoulder back,
Hand can stay at the hip, or you could take the right hand to the sky, maybe even looking up at the hand, looking straight ahead, or down at the left foot. Let's take another breath here. Feeling that we're opening through the heart. So it's almost like we are practicing big hug arms. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend into that left knee. We're going to inhale. We're going to rise up. Exhale the hands down by the side. Roll the shoulders. Turn the left toes to face forward. Turn the right toes out. Again, make sure that you've got space for this twist to come through the pelvis. So we're not sort of yanking around awkwardly. We just feel like we have space to move. Hands to the hips. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, extend the right arm and reach over towards the right, sending that left hip back, reaching as far as you can. And then bring that right hand to the inside of the leg, to a block, to the earth. But using your hand to help rotate and open through the chest, drawing that left shoulder back. Hand can stay at the hip. We could take it to the sky. And then finding what position feels good to look. So you can either look up at the hand, straight ahead, or down at the earth. Great. Let's take a breath here. Then when you're ready, next inhale, bend into the right knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms down by the side. Soften the shoulders. Turning the toes to face forward, maybe even turning toes in a little bit. And you might like to have your block or your blanket within an arm's reach for this. So if they're not within arm's reach, just bring them a little bit closer. I'm going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So hands come to the hips. We're going to roll the shoulders, lift up through the heart. Inhale, reach the heart towards the sky. And then as we exhale, maybe soften the knees, hinging at the hips, bringing the heart towards the earth so that the crown of the head comes to point directly to the wall or the tree or wherever you're practicing opposite you. So you've got this lovely long spine. And maybe this is the forward fold that feels great in your body. And we can stay here. We can just place the hands on the thighs. Or we can explore lowering the crown of the head towards the earth. We're taking an inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, maybe we take the hands down the legs. And imagine that we're bringing the crown of the head towards the sky. So we're keeping that lovely long spine. Hands can be anywhere on the legs or even on the floor underneath the shoulders. And perhaps we're turning the world upside down just for a moment, looking between the legs, completely changing our perspective. We can explore where the weight is in the feet. So maybe if it's all in the heels, see if you can bring a little bit into the toes or vice versa. Noticing how that might change the stretch in the legs. Seeing if we can really lift the hips towards the sky. Fantastic. Lovely. And then we're going to walk the hands in front, so soften the knees as much as you need to so that you can support your hands. And maybe you bring the feet a little bit closer together. We're going to be coming into a squat. So if you would rather do this from the floor, then we're going to bring the knees to the mat and then you can come into a squat that way. And if you feel comfortable coming into a squat from standing, finding that position that's good for your feet, bending the knees, lowering the hips down towards the earth. Okay. And here you might like to have your block or whatever you're using as a block, and you can place that underneath your bum to support you. And if the heels are lifted and that doesn't feel very stable, you could take a blanket and place the blanket underneath the heels, like this. Great. So wherever you are, let's have the elbows to the inside of the knees and the hands together at prayer. And we're going to push the elbows into the knees and draw the hands in towards the heart. So this is really opening through the pelvis here, through the hips. Nice. So we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to squeeze the knees so that the arms extend long, and then bring the chin in towards the chest so we're rounding through the back and really stretching through the back of the shoulders.
Inhale, this time we push the knees open with the elbows. We draw the shoulder blades together. We lift the crown of the heart. Nice, let's do that one more time. Exhale, squeeze the elbows together, using the knees. Extend the arms, chin to chest. Looking down at the earth. Nice, inhale, let's come back. Bringing the hands together at the heart center. Fantastic. We're going to come to sit with the legs out in front, so we can either bring the hands to the mat and come onto our hands and our knees, or we can bring the hands behind us and come to sit with the legs out in front. And let's give our legs a nice deserved rest here, so we can wiggle the feet, bounce the knees, maybe even giving those muscles a nice little massage. Lovely. So if you're seated, you could always sit up on a cushion or a blanket just to help with that little tilt of the pelvis, just to help the spine feel that it can be nice and long, not round into the back, and also maybe just feeling like there's space in the hips. The legs are going to be out long. Keep the left leg as it is to start with, and bring the right knee in towards the chest. And then stack the right knee as much as you can on top of that left knee. You can always place blankets or blocks in between here to close the gap so the knee feels supported. And we can keep the leg here, or we can bring the left leg, bend the knee and bring the heel round by the right glute. So just taking a moment to check how that feels, maybe supporting the hips. And then feel that we can soften into the shoulders. Maybe you're feeling that as a stretch on the outside of the hips. And then we're going to, if you want to, add a little bit of a fold here, so you can bring the fingertips to the earth, staying rooted down through the sit bones, staying really long through the crown of the head, and imagining we're bringing the heart to rest on top of the knee. Hinging at the hips, we can walk the hands away from the body. So going slowly so that we can find the right amount of stretch in the hips for our body. And if you're working with the left leg long, you may find that this is more of a stretch in the back of the leg when you fold. Great. So seeing if we can soften the shoulders, checking that we're not bracing against the pose. And if we are feeling like we're bracing against it, maybe just taking some steps back, coming to a place where you can find a feeling of ease, where the breath flows smoothly through the body. You're actually hopefully even enjoying it. Great. And then when you're ready, slowly walking the hands back towards the body. And then we're going to release the legs, maybe lean back, release the hands, release the legs. You can give them a nice little stretch, you can give them a little wiggle, you can bounce the knees. Great, and then we do the same on the other side. So right leg long, left knee bends in towards the chest, and then we stack that knee as much as we can. And then we bring that the right heel round by the right glute, or we keep that leg long, and finding ways to support and enhance this experience in your body. That's all props are there for, and so that we can begin to support the body so it can relax. Nice. If you want to stay with the heart over the hips, you can stay upright. If the fold felt good, we can bring the fingertips to either side of the knees, keeping the spine nice and long. Maybe walk the hands forward. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing weight back into the hands, coming back to an upright position. Releasing the legs, however that feels good.
Lovely. Nice. We're staying with the legs out long. Just checking that you have clear space behind you. We're going to bend the left knee and bring the sole of the foot either in towards the thigh or kind of in towards the center of the body. So it doesn't have to be touching. So however that feels good. We're going to come into a pose called Baby Wild Thing. And to do that, we're going to bring the left hand behind us. See, my camera has decided to focus on something else. Let's see if I can get it to... No, okay. Hopefully you can still see me and hopefully my cues are clear enough for you here. So we're going to stay rooted down through the heel of the right foot. We're going to be coming up onto the left knee and supporting ourselves on our left hand. So what we're going to do is roll a little bit over onto the left hip, bring that left knee to the mat as we push into the right heel, pushing into that left hand, raising the hips. Let's bring the foot to the floor. Nice, feeling that you're really lifting up here. And we can bring the hand to the heart. We can take the hand to the sky. We can even take the hand up and overhead if that feels good in your body. Nice. Then we're going to raise that right arm to the sky, bring the hand to the heart, and lower the hips all the way down to the mat. Turning the heart to look forward, keeping the legs as they are for a moment. We can either bend that right knee or we can keep it straight. We're going to inhale, raise both arms to the sky, and then we're going to cross the hands and turn the palms together. They don't have to touch, but they're going to be facing each other. You're going to inhale here, exhale, hinging at the hips. This is where you can judge about bending into that knee. And then reaching the hands down towards the toes. And wherever the hands rest, that's great. And soften through the shoulders wherever you are. Allow the head to soften. On our next inhale, we're going to reach the hands forward, engage to the core, and inhale to rise up. Exhale, we're going to do a little twist. So we're going to bring the right hand behind us, left hand to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Nice. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale the hands down by the side and release that left leg. Giving the legs a little wiggle, a little wobble, a little shake out. And releasing the wrists if there's any tension in the wrists, stretching through the fingers, making fists. Then we're going to do the same to the other side. I'm going to move so I have a bit of space. Nice. So this time left leg is long, right foot comes either in towards the thigh or just in the center of the body. Easier for you to see. Then we're going to take the right hand behind. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll over onto that right hip so we can really push into the mat. And then from there, we're going to lift up by bringing the knee to the mat, the foot to the mat, and lifting the hips up. Nice. We can keep that left hand at the heart. We can take the hand to the sky. If it feels good in your body, you can take the hand up and overhead, maybe lowering the neck. Just to be loose, there's no tension in the neck there. Maybe a big smile. Great. When you're ready to come out of this shape, we're going to take the left hand to the sky, bring the hand to the heart, lower the hips down, keeping the legs as they are as we bring the heart to face forward. Raising the arms to the sky, we're going to cross the arms over. Reach up, nice long waist. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Move forward, maybe holding the leg, the shin, the ankle, the foot. But we're not overreaching through the shoulders. We want to find some softness in the shoulders and some softening in the head. Bending that left knee as much as you need to. On our next inhale, we're going to reach the hands forward, engage to the core, rise up. We're going to twist, exhale, twisting to the left first. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. And inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the earth. Release the legs, give them a little wiggle. Lovely. We'll be making our way down to the mats. Just a couple more shakes before our final relaxation. So you will need your block or a couple of folded blankets or a really firm cushion. Nice. And then come to lie down on your back. Just feeling the length of the spine on the earth. Feet on the floor, knees bent. Great. And for supported bridge pose, what we're going to do is we're going to push into the feet to lift the hips, and we're going to take whatever props we're using and place them right at the base of the spine. So the bum is resting on there. And then as you lower the hips back down, our prop is completely supporting the body here. And we feel that we can create some space at the back of the shoulders. We feel maybe there's some space opening up at the front of the pelvis. Just take a moment here. So you might decide to stay exactly as you are. You could add a little bit more of a stretch, either way taking the arms overhead and or taking the legs out long. So it just sort of depends on how high the prop is, how this feels in your body. Finding a place where you can find stillness. Maybe a feeling of easefulness, a place where you can breathe comfortably. Allowing the body to feel heavy. Take a couple more breaths here. If you have the arms and the legs stretched out, maybe bringing the arms and legs back. The knees are bent and the arms are down by the side. And then we're going to slowly come out of the pose. So you might like to bring the feet a little bit closer towards the body, maybe even coming up on the toes. And then pushing into the feet so you can lift the hips. And then slow all the way down. Just enjoying that feeling of bringing the whole length of the spine to the earth. And then however it would feel good for your final relaxation, maybe you support the head with a pillow, you might like to cover yourself with a blanket, support under the knees, you could come to a seated position, maybe on your side, on your front. These are your minutes to rest. So really make it the most relaxing that you can. Closing the eyes or softening the gaze, bringing the awareness back to the body, the breath, and the mind, observing how it feels now. With sort of sense of detachment, almost as if you were admiring a beautiful shell or pebble that you found on the beach. Slowly beginning to bring your awareness to the sounds you can hear around you. Acknowledging each sound and moving on to the next one. Beginning to deepen the breath. Bringing awareness back to the physical body. Feeling the body being supported by the earth. Sitting lying in the lap of Mother Earth. Held and supported. And loved. Gradually moving the fingers and the toes, hands and the feet, stretching out through the arms, through the legs, maybe taking a nice big yawn, big stretch, perhaps a sigh. And whenever you feel ready, maybe rolling over onto your side. You can give yourself a little hug here, thanking yourself for making this time to move, breathe, and connect to yourself. We can make our way to a comfortable seated position, however that is for you. Bringing heart over hips, head over heart. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart. I'd like to seal our practice together today with an Om and 3 Shantis, a prayer for peace, and sending this out into the world and connecting with all of us, all over the country, all over the world, sharing this practice together and this weekend festival. Taking an inhale to prepare. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. With a big smile and a deep bow. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to share this practice with you. If you enjoy the rest of the festival, and a big thank you to all the Together and Awam team for the amazing work that they do. Thanks and see you soon.